at this point. Even Varun doesn't come anymore. Okay, Huang. Copy. Remember, this email will not be coming from me. It will be coming from Humble Bundle. So don't think it's spam. Send email. This is a game. You are the proud owner of a game called Don't Escape 4 Days to Survive. Following a bizarre cataclysmic event that cracked the moon in half, the Earth is struggling with the environmental fallout. Everything is already dead or dying except you, or so you think. Don't Escape 4 Days to Survive is a post-apocalyptic thriller from veteran developer Script Welder, creator of the popular horror series Deep Sleep and Don't Escape. Never heard of any of that. Players must figure out a way to properly fortify their home against each night's new danger as they learn the truth behind the apocalypse and search for a way to safety if one exists. So I see spiders and I see bikers. So there you go. You are the proud owner of Don't Escape 4 Days to Survive. I would also like to point out that whoever I gave Beat Hazard 2 to from this month has not yet claimed their gift, nor whoever I gave Railway Empire 2 has not yet claimed their gift. I don't know. I'm hurt. Like I said, I didn't promise they'd be good games, just games. Although whoever I gave Bad Hotel to on Steam did pick up their Bad Hotel. There you go, Hang. So congratulations on that. I saw that. There are now no outstanding games in my Steam inventory. It's kind of, I don't know about you, but there was a time when during Steam sales, we'd all search for like the worst games we could find for the cheapest and then gift them to each other, like a bunch of my friends. So a popular one was something called Bad Rats, which you could buy for a dime. So people would buy 10 or 20 copies of it and gift it to all their unsuspecting friends and say, you know, hey, this is the best game I've ever played. You got to check it out. And then we'd gift it. I own a copy of Bad Rats. And then because so many people started gifting Bad Rats, the price went up. So the last time I checked, they were asking 50 cents during a Steam sale for Bad Rats. And I was like, hell no, I'm not paying 50 cents for Bad Rats. That's crazy talk. So that came to an end. Although, let's see, during Steam sales, you can sort by price. I don't know, you probably can on Steam. Store, library, show me everything. Wish list, point shop, news, stats. Can I search new and noteworthy categories? Point shop, I don't even know what that is. News and labs, I don't know. During a Steam sale, gift swap with bad Steam games, or Discord. I don't know. I used to just find unsuspecting stupid games and send them to people. Nothing over a dime. So anyway, it's a meta game, a Steam meta game. Okay. So I forgot to say last time. Did I go through last week's Right Club, the Disney Barks? Did I
You
talk
didn't.
about Disney Barks?
Nope.
No. Okay. Uh, so in general, they were fine. Um, it's a tough assignment because if you just like you want to just quote them, right? You just want to say Elsa says let it go, right? Because that's what you if there were an RTS where you clicked on Disney characters, that's what it would be, right? You click on what's his face from The Rock from Moana, and he'd say, "You're welcome," right? That's what it would be. But the challenge is, can you twist it somehow? So I got some weird and creepy ones. Um, so my nose is my weapon is Pinocchio, and I had this horrible image of battalions of Pinocchios running up to whatever enemies, and then just their noses growing and just skewering uh people. um uh I and honestly, so a lot of you um took me take me very seriously, probably more seriously than I deserve, with the don't identify the quote should be able to identify who it is on its own. So you don't identify who's saying things. So a lot of times I got like just quotes, and I'm like, who the hell would that be? Because you're in deep pulls from like Oliver and Company. Uh, that it's been 15 years since I've seen it. So um, this is it's got to be a Disney princess, but I don't know who it is. It's a little long, probably wouldn't get through this more than once. Ladies don't start fights, but they can finish them. um I don't know who that would be, um but it tickled me. Marie from Aristocats. Okay, thank you, Alistair. um uh deep pull, deep pull. Time to show them our world from Aladdin, because it's a it's a twist, and it's easily recognizable. Um, Elsa, have you seen my nose? Which just made me giggle. Um, this I think was the best one in both classes. I said it to I told my wife the assignment, and then I told her this one, and she laughed out loud. Bibbity bobbity booyah. Because Marines of just phalanxes of uh uh fairy godmothers coming at you. Um, and then there were a couple of these. The fish out of water from Chicken Little, either just making strangling sounds or glub glub, which is like that Pokemon that everybody used to leave when they took you take I I haven't played Pokemon Go for years. It was that one summer when everybody was playing Pokemon Go. But when the central areas where you fight each other and you take over, are they gyms? What are they? I forget. Um, but once you take over gyms, thank you. Um, once you take over the gym, then you put one of your Pokemon there to defend it. Um, and what people were doing were putting level 1 Magikarps in the gyms so that there would just be this floppy dead fish there as a sign of contempt, that or I don't know, whatever. That you can, I took this, but you can have it because I don't care. And that's what glub glub or bleh, um, uh, made me laugh. Yeah, well, Magikarp, but they die. So, and then hilariously, just this one made me laugh. Tramp from Lady and the Tramp just says, woof. Still makes me laugh. And but not as makes me laugh, but it's no bibbity bobbity booyah. And finally, Honey Honey says to me, Pooh, um, works fine as a bark, is not too short. Um, Many of them were too long. Um, Honestly, just try and say it out loud and think about how many times you would click during saying that. And you got an idea of how long things can be. So okay, so you have um the new right club. It is, remember, it is not yeah, think about the players who spam click these. Um Remember that it is not due tonight. Right club is due tomorrow night this week because we had the day off. It's like garbage day, you know, when you have a holiday, everything gets moved a day later. Um Also, we're gonna talk tomorrow about it, but had all sorts of fun with Roe playing Missing Locksmith. Um, uh, uh, if you haven't played it yet, what did it take? Like an hour and a half, 2 hours to play. Um, and that, you know, if if you get stuck, probably just over 2 hours. Yeah. If you get stuck, you can now go to the Discord where Ro and I figured it out, and then later, um, other other people dropped in and out. I don't know. Other people made comments, but then uh, like the first half I did with Ro, and then the second half I did with people in the 4 p.m. Um, who were figuring it out the next afternoon. Uh, so, and yeah, if you get stuck, ask Ro. Um, it's not terribly hard. And we'll go through it tomorrow. Okay. So the thing we got to do, because here's the thing about the ARGs. At the end of the ARG, you're gonna write a post-mortem, right? So you're gonna make the ARG, uh, and then when it's over, you're gonna basically write a quick what went right, what went wrong, what you do differently. And for years, 4 years, like, and I'm talking like 10 years now, the number one thing um, that everyone says they would do differently if they could, um, is we should have gotten a start on this earlier. As in, we we got our assignment, we were told what to do, and then nobody did anything till like the middle of the following week, right? Um, so I try and push back. Like I can go a whole nother week of just talking about ARGs, explaining ARGs, figuring out things about ARGs, and on a theoretical level about the ARGs. But uh, you kind of got to get started organizationally, right? Um, so uh, um, so I want to get this out there. and get you all going organizationally. So I talked yesterday about the various roles, producer, writer, artist, gameplay designers, tech. Um, I didn't talk a lot about the characters. You kind of get the idea: sidekick, mentor, goddess, villain, um, and that way you have 4 different characters. Um, each character has a group of a writer, an artist, a gameplay designer, and a tech. Um, and in the past, some groups have divided it up as kind of like intro day, and then we'll have the sidekick day where the sidekick will contact everybody and you'll do stuff to gain the sidekick's trust. And then once you and the sidekick are working together, the mentor will come in, um, or maybe the villain will come in and threaten you all. Blah ha 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 ha. And then so we'll have villain day, and then we'll get the mentor to teach you what you need to know to defeat the villain. Um, and then the villain will come back and screw you up, and then the goddess will come in and say, "But to think about what you got into this for, to spread love and cheer." Um, and then your final day will be some kind of climactic showdown with the villain. And that's how you kind of break the story apart. Where each character also, each character group kind of were told, okay, you're mostly responsible for day 3, right? Or you're mostly responsible for day 1, or what we call, the other thing I wanted to talk about a little bit is the rabbit hole. And this is the initial call to adventure, essentially, um, where uh, your normal everyday person who is astute and interested looks around and sees something weird and decides to investigate, or decides to follow up, um, and um, then then falls into this web of espionage and intrigue, essentially, from that. And that might be an email address to email. In the past, there a lot of ARGs have done signs around campus, you know, um, join our new ghost hunting club, right? We're going to go hunt ghosts. Or um, uh, one year they had an article in the newspaper about this company had sponsored a blood drive on campus, and it was a really innocuous, boring article about a blood drive on campus, and how this company had organized and done it. But if you looked at the company, you would um, you would find that you would find their website, and it turns out they're there to turn everybody who got blood taken also got uh, uh, shot up with some zombie making serum, blah blah, right? So and in the past I have tried, um and I'm not trying anymore. I have tried to spur groups, spur uh, classes to different kinds of ARGs. So there have been romantic comedy ARGs. There have been um, just straight up comic ARGs, um, silliness and weirdness. And but here's the thing, um, and this goes back to, I think I said it to you guys. Somebody has already said, "Hey, isn't this like QAnon? Right? Isn't this conspiracy theory stuff?" where there are evil cults drinking the blood of babies. And isn't that dangerous because people will actually believe? And uh, your basic ARG, your first ARG, generally turns out to be a conspiracy theory kind of ARG, where there's an evil corporation whose um, was something called the Crypt Teenagers Club, a part of one of these ARGs. Quite possibly. I don't know. I have lots of pictures of ARGs. If you look on Canvas, if you go to like the courses page and you see the picture, where is it? I can't even get to it anymore. Dashboard, maybe. Dashboard? Yeah. Um, if you see the picture for this, uh missing captured by ghosts is the picture for this course. That was a poster that was put up for one of these ARGs. Um, and so, yeah, quite possible. Um, uh, one year they advertised for the Alien Research Guild, right? Get it? The Alien Research Guild, the ARG, ARG. See? Ah. Um, so uh uh one of the things I always ask um is, because it's conspiracy theory kind of stuff, and because it's easy for people to go, oh my god, is that real? Wow. um I give seeds, right, which are um actual real stories that are out there. So this gives you two things. One, something to build off of, as in, well, what are we going to make this ARG about? Well, Dean told us make an ARG about this UFO sighting, and you know, I found the UFO sighting, and um, okay, that gives us a place to start. Like the writers get together and say, okay, what do we know about this alien sighting from 1951? Did we do any research? Okay, how can we make that into a story? And it gives you something to bounce off of, right? Um, so that's number one. Second, the things I pick are usually uh, either I usually try to go with one class gets ghosty scary stuff, and one class gets weird science kind of stuff. The first year I did this, I gave one class uh, something wonderful has been discovered at WPI, and I gave the other class something terrible has been discovered at WPI. Um, and I think I did it the first 2 or 3 years of this class. Um, and every year the something terrible one was so much better than the something wonderful one. Uh, because I don't know, everybody wants to invent something terrible. Um, so I stopped doing that and started finding actual stories. So the other thing that these actual stories do is that there are already like ghost hunter web pages out there that you can reference for the story, and a bunch of your writing and a bunch of your, hey, go look at this, it's already done for you, right? That you can build off of what's already out there. So that's to help you rather than to hamstring you. But some years simultaneously hoping for and dreading the Batman balloon story. I don't even know that one. Um, uh, we're um, so um, I'm just trying to think. Anything else about seeds? Oh, every year, uh, one class or another is like, do we really, really need to use your seed because we've got a much better idea just on our own? Um, and for a few years, um, I said, nah, you if you've got a better idea, that's great, go with it. Uh, and lo and behold, their ideas were not better. They got bogged down. Um, Not that they weren't better, but that they weren't as fleshed out as just pointing to real stuff, right? The idea that there's already 15 conspiracy theories and you can just go to Wikipedia and look this thing up, um, allows for a certain, like, in the real world kind of thing. Um, so um, I do ask that you use the seed if, for instance, like one year I did the Voynich manuscript, which is this weird book from medieval times that they think was some people say couldn't have been, it's written in a code that no one has ever been able to decipher. Um, it's got pictures of plants that don't exist on Earth. Um, so it was like whoever made it just um, just like making his own fantasy thing um, in his own language. And notice I say his because it was probably a monk. Or was it aliens and they got taken to a different planet and tried to write it all down? Who knows? Oh, right. Um, and you could base a whole thing around it because there's lots out there. Um, but yeah, exactly. Not saying it's aliens, but it's probably aliens. Um, but they were like, no, we want to make this whole story about this other thing. So they had their mentor be an expert in the Voynich manuscript, and that was like his uh, um, backstory. So the Voynich manuscript was there, but it wasn't front and center. Um, so up to you, but it's got to be in there somewhere. I should stumble around it, and I'm doing it for you. I do it all for you, Michael Corleone. Um, so, um, so we've got to do jobs. How do we do jobs? Usually, what I do is, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a Google Doc. Uh, Where is it? Here we are. New Google Sheet. Right. And I am going to make my spreadsheet in Google Doc. So I have it in Excel and I'm like, I'm going to have to write all these things. Come on. Lead, sidekick, mentor, goddess, villain, community manager, producer. And I'm gonna let's writer. Oops, screwed it up. Artist, gameplay, and tech. So before I open the floodgates, and say, go put your name where you would like your name to be. I just want to ask one more time. Are there any questions about what any of the jobs entail? The fire alarm is going off in my dorm. Founders is going crazy. Well, great. Excellent. Just when I got to do some actual stuff. Okay. I am going to share this. Name 3 p.m. ARG organization. Save. And I am going to change, so can be an editor. Got it. I am going to copy the link. Okay, so at this point, I am gonna, fire alarm is going off during my class. I'm gonna paste the link in chat for this Google Sheet. And actually someone, let me make sure I know who this someone is. Someone emailed me ahead of time and said, I'm not going to be there today. Can I, how do I get the job? And I'm like, email me the job you want and I will make sure you get it. Let's see. Won't be in class. Okay, so then the big question is she in this class or the other class? So let's look at people. She's in this class. Okay, cool. So she would like to be a gameplay designer, and she will take any gameplay design section or assignment. So I am going to give her a gameplay design. She will even take lead if no one wants to be the lead gameplay designer, but I'm going to throw her in as sidekick in case somebody else wants to be a lead. Now, remember, leads, so actually, does I just, because this is important, this is the person who is going to organize the groups of groups, right? The lead producers organize all the other leads and make sure that everything is going. So is there anybody here, and I like to take it from the people here because if you don't come to class or you're asynchronous, it will be difficult to be a lead producer on this. So can you press the raise hand if you would like to be a lead producer? No one wants to be a lead producer. By the way, project management skills are probably the hardest part of this. So here's the thing that I don't want to do. I don't want the lead producer to be someone who didn't show up to class and that's the only thing left, right? So, because that would be bad for all of you, don't you think? Ethan would like to be one of our lead producers. Remember, there are 2 lead producers. So as to take the pressure off of one lead producer. And Ro, thank you, Ro. You can do this. You got this. Okay. So So now I am going to put Control V. Okay. You should be able to edit the sheet. Go do it. Put your name where you in the job you want. Dum dum dum. And I've already put Ro and Ethan in. Bam. This is fun. Usually and I made the producers column. Oh, by the way, there are only three community managers. So let me make sure that. Let's turn it orange. Okay. So only 3 community managers, no more than that. And then we need gameplay. We need everything. Except producers and community managers. Producers and community managers are full. Everybody wants to work with the villain. Also, by the way, these are suggestions for how to organize things. In the past, people have said, hey, we're doing better just organizing by all the writers get together and get stuff done. We haven't heard from Bob in a week, and he's the goddess writer. Can we do some goddess writing without Bob? Yes, absolutely. What I find normally happens, and I'm not going to lie, it's very easy to keep your head down, look invisible, and bam, zoom, you're invisible, and the ARG gets made, and you didn't do nothing. Because you got 3 emails saying, hey, you're the goddess gameplay designer, we got some stuff for you to do, you haven't been to the meeting, can you come to the meeting, what's the deal? And you just didn't reply, and they got tired of waiting, and did it themselves, right? So I always show there you go. Let me share this. Share screen, because memes are where it's at, right? Share. Every group project ever, this guy does 99% of the work. This guy has no idea what's going on the whole time. This guy says he's going to help, but he's really not. And this guy disappears at the very beginning and doesn't show up again until the end, and then takes all the credit. That's how group projects work, right? You've seen it. It's funny because it's true, right? Don't be any of these guys. Well, actually, everybody should be Bradley here. Everybody should be, I don't know what happened there. So I warn you, I know what happens, right? Yeah, Wang. What's going on? I don't understand any of this, right? So I'm gonna lower your hands. So it's very easy to disappear during this assignment. The other thing about the postmortem, the first part of every postmortem is what I did. Those were the 2 people who wanted to be lead producers. That's why they raised their hands. If you want to be a lead producer, uh, 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 we could talk about it. Sometimes we have elections. Nah, okay. um, so and really, I'm probably talking to the choir here in that the very fact that you keep showing up means you're invested enough to be the people actually do the work. So I'm talking to all you asynchronous people. Hey, asynchronous people, let's talk. um, at the end, you're going to have to write, I don't know, a paragraph or so, detailing what you did for the ARG. Some of the best fiction writing I get all term happens in that paragraph. Pyro. It's Easter. So now, oh my God. Okay. So uh the I'm still taking signups. I will take signups again tomorrow. But get started. Go, don't burn, all of you. Those of you who need to burn. Uh Another microwave cookie. So okay, so be aware that you're gonna have to, detail what you did. In the past, I have gotten artists who said, I provided all the art for this character's Facebook page. And I look at that character's Facebook page, and there's a stock photo of that fictional person, and that's it. So yeah, go, don't burn. Go if you gotta go. Um, so uh I check, right? What did they do? So the other thing that happens is I get, hey, I wasn't paying attention last week, and I got this during after D&D, like the day after. Remember, I said you have to play D&D by Monday because we're going to spoil it Monday, and you can't play it afterwards, and there's no way to make it up. Well, the ARG is in many ways the same way, in that the work has to be done by the time uh, it needs to go out to players, right? And that doesn't mean the entire ARG needs to be completed by the time you open the doors. It just means the ARG, each puzzle, each gameplay piece needs to go out um, on the day it needs to go out. You can't say, can I get an extension for this? Because there are 25 people waiting to play your game, right? So there are no extensions for the ARG. It's just you can't do it. So so I get emails, oh, I wasn't around last week and I didn't really check my email, and so I think I missed stuff, and now I'm worried I haven't done much for the ARG. Well, the work happens when the work needs to happen, right? And so I'm saying now, and I'm gonna keep hammering on this: check with your leads, check with your group, what needs to get done, what's the schedule look like, can I get my stuff done, because a lot of times it's front loaded, like writers do a whole bunch of writing beforehand, and then as the ARG is running, not so much. It's pretty light that week. um, Same with artists. Whereas the tech people, they're troubleshooting. Sometimes the writers become actors, and they're on IRC as a character, um, talking as the character because they know the character best. Um, it depends. I can't tell you if you're going to be a writer, you will not have any work to do during the ARG. I can't say that. You might. Um, but Some jobs are more front loaded. Some jobs happen during, like uh, gameplay. The gameplay people are constantly like, oh my God, does this work? Can you test it? Um, what are we doing for tomorrow? How do we, or the tech people, we had them all take a picture of themselves on the quad in a red t-shirt. Um, and they've sent these in, and I have to put them all together on a web page. Um, and hopefully we can automate that. And my automation system isn't working right, and I have to debug it. Oh my God, la 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 la. Right. Um, so I am out of time, but I am going to give you your seed, and I'm going to write it in into the sheet. And it's very easy. It is the story, and I'm just gonna, the story of Old Diamond. I'm gonna put it down here. Seed. Old Diamond, the Wizard of Marblehead, Mass. There you go. That is your seed. Go look him up. There are stories about Old Diamond and the magic that he did in Marblehead, Mass. If any of you are in or around Marblehead, Mass, you can probably find actual sites. You can find Old Diamond's grave. You could find Old Diamond's daughter's grave. Old Diamond's daughter has a story too. So Mall Pitcher is his daughter or his granddaughter. I forget. So go find Old Diamond, build an ARG around it. It looks like we still got a fair number of, we don't have leads for three of the four leads. Nobody wants to be in charge. So I will do this again tomorrow. And I will put this address in the Discord for people to go overnight and get a job. And we will continue tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. Okay? Yay! So it begins. Should be fun. I always look forward to these, and I get former students emailing me going, are the ARGs starting yet? When are the ARGs starting? So I will see y'all tomorrow. Don't burn.